The river flows without trying to control its path. It simply moves. Tao Te Ching Long, ago, in a small village surrounded by mountains and dense forests, there lived an alchemist named Liang, whose reputation spread far across the region. He was known for his unique ability to create magical potions that promised to cure diseases, bring prosperity, and even extend life. Yet, Liang had never truly experienced the meaning of existence. He spent his days buried in ancient scrolls and complex formulas, always chasing perfection in every creation. His obsession with control and the pursuit of something greater than himself led him to live thousands of illusory lives, mental simulations where he imagined different scenarios, outcomes, and possibilities. In each one, he searched for perfection, but always failed. And with every failure, he returned to the same starting point, feeling more frustrated and helpless than before. His heart was full of anxiety, perfectionism, and the constant sense that he was always preparing for something that would never come. He lived in the future or in the past, but never in the present. It was as if he were rehearsing life, without ever truly living it. One day, while walking along the banks of a crystal-clear river that cut through the village, Liang had an unexpected vision. A blinding light suddenly appeared out of nowhere, surrounding him in a dazzling glow. When his vision returned, he realized he was in a completely different place, a parallel world filled with surreal landscapes and mystical creatures. There, he lived hundreds of simulated lives, each marked by wrong decisions, mistaken choices, and repeated failures. But at the end of each life, he returned to the same crossroads, the exact moment when he had hesitated before making a crucial decision. That's when he understood. All those lives were merely reflections of his own indecision and fear of facing the now. He had never lived the only real life he had, the one right in front of him, in this very moment. The vision ended abruptly, and Liang awoke on the riverbank, drenched in sweat and deeply confused. But this time, something inside him had changed. He looked around and, for the first time, noticed the simple beauty of the world, the sound of flowing water, the whisper of wind through the trees, the fresh scent of nature. He felt a deep peace, something he had never experienced before. With this new perspective, Liang decided to abandon his relentless search for perfection and focus instead on living in the present moment. He began to simplify his routine, letting go of complicated formulas and exhausting rituals. Instead, he dedicated himself to observing the world around him and learning from the small things in daily life. One day, while walking through the fields, he met an old wise woman named May, who lived in isolation in a cabin at the top of a mountain. May was a master of Taoism, and Liang immediately knew she could help him understand what he had learned from his vision. He approached her timidly. "Lady May," said Liang, "I feel as though I've lived many lives, but never my own. How can I find the true essence of life?" May smiled gently and replied, "You have already found it, young alchemist. The true life is here now. Not in the past, not in the future. You must stop pretending and begin to embody the present." Liang fell into thoughtful silence. With this new understanding, he began to practice Wu Wei, the art of acting without effort, following the natural flow of life. He let go of his complex formulas and exhausting rituals, turning instead toward simplicity and harmony with the world around him. Rather than trying to control everything, he learned to move with change, accepting each moment exactly as it came. Over time, Liang became not only an alchemist but also a spiritual mentor. He taught others the importance of living in the now, free from the burdens of the past or the anxieties of the future. His teachings spread throughout the region, transforming the lives of many people. And so, the alchemist who had lived 1,000 lives finally discovered the only one that truly mattered: the life he lived in the present. Liang's journey was not about becoming someone new. It was about remembering who he had always been, a man standing at the edge of his own life, waiting to begin. How often do we rehearse our lives instead of living them? We plan endlessly. We worry over outcomes that may never come. We build imaginary futures while the present slips through our fingers like sand. This is the illusion many of us live in, not evil or malice, but distraction. This channel grows not just through stories, but through your actions. When you subscribe, leave a like, or share this with someone, you help carry these messages to others who may be searching for the same peace. Make a difference today. Subscribe, like, and check the pinned comment for a free mini ebook on how to bring ancient wisdom into modern life. Practices of silence, presence, and clarity you can use every single day. A quiet forgetting of what it means to be here, now. Like Liang, you may have felt this: the anxiety of chasing perfection, the exhaustion of never being enough, the strange hollowness after achieving what once seemed so important. But the Tao teaches us something different. It reminds us that peace doesn't come from controlling everything. It comes from flowing with what is. So how do we return to the river? Start small. Pause for 3 breaths before responding to a message. Feel your feet on the ground before rising from bed. Let yourself watch the sky for 1 minute without thinking of anything else. These are not distractions. They are anchors. Tiny acts of rebellion against the noise of modern life. Ask yourself, how many moments today will I truly be present? Or will I remain a spectator in my own life? Where am I delaying happiness until tomorrow? Because the truth is, tomorrow never comes the way you expect. And when it does, you might still feel unprepared. Liang didn't find peace by fixing himself. He found it by stopping long enough to notice the wind in the trees, the warmth of the sun, the sound of water reminding him of the only law that matters: be here now. That's not just an idea, it's a practice. And like any practice, it begins with awareness. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. Just start noticing where you are, what you're feeling, who is beside you right now. That presence alone can change everything. If this story touched you, if even for a moment it reminded you of something true, please take a deep breath and remind yourself, you are already whole. You are already enough. And if you're willing, share this video with someone who might need to hear this today. Because the world needs more people who are not running from their lives, but walking gently into them. Thank you for watching, for listening, and for allowing these ancient stories to meet you exactly where you are. Until next time.